What we're going to do today is to start with starting strong. So as I said to you earlier, actually starting your talk really powerfully is a great way to be a memorable speaker. And I was listening to something when I was on my walk this morning from Eddie Medes, I think his name is. He's a really great speaker and I've done a lot of his training programs. And he wrote a book, and I think it was called Unforgettable. But the premise of the book was that to be a great public speaker, you need to be unforgettable. So some of the ways that you become unforgettable as a speaker is how you start and how you finish. Because remembering those laws of primacy and recency, people remember what they hear first and last. So we're going to talk about some of the ways to start well. Now, in the community, in the classroom, there is a section on how to make all the mistakes that I have made when you're starting a speech. And I'm just going to recap on that so that if you're not familiar with it, it kind of comes to mind. One of the worst ways that you can start a speech is, "Hi, my name's Danielle. It's great to see you. I'd like to thank Mum, Dad, my cat, my therapist, the guy down the road who annoyed me with his lawnmower so I couldn't sleep." So everybody's really bored by this stage. All right. So starting off with your bio or your intro is one of the fastest ways to turn your audience off. So I encourage you not to do that. In fact, when you're starting your speech, it should not be about you at all. It should be completely focused on how you can make your audience connect with you. So instead of sort of opening by using your name or some sort of boring "thank you for having me," that kind of thing, there are 3 things that I found work super well to actually help you to start strong. So do we all have pens and paper and so forth available? Awesome. All right. So write this down, please, ladies and gentlemen. This is the way to start your speech strong. Good to see you, Mel. So instead of starting with "hello, my name is," or "thank you for coming," instead start with by asking a bold question or sharing a statistic that's a little bit shocking. And the third thing is to say something unexpected. Because if the very first words that come out of your mouth are a bold question, a shocking stat, or a surprising, unexpected statement, then immediately you take people's attention away from this and it goes on to you as the speaker. And we have to compete as speakers. We have to compete with audiences' attention being distracted in so many different ways. So let me give you some examples. You could start with a shock question like, "Quick show of hands, who here has ever avoided an opportunity purely because they were scared of speaking in public?" Then you say, "Good. This is exactly who this talk is for." So it's a very bold statement. See how I've done that? Sorry, that's a shock question. The second one is the bold statement. So walked out on stage. Public speaking is not your problem. Fear of being judged is. And today we're dismantling that fear. It's a very bold statement. Everyone with me so far? Awesome. Okay, so the first one that we do is a shock question. The second one is a bold statement. And the third one is, and this is one I actually use all the time in my silent signals, body language blunders for business people talk. Again, I've walked out on stage. 10 years ago, I would rather have quit my job than speak in front of people. Now, I teach others how to do it for a living. So that unexpected confession or that unexpected moment is what can really grab people's attention. All right, so just to recap, those 3 things that help you to grab audience's attention and to start your talk really strong ask a bold question, share a shocking statistics. That's one of those tongue twisters. Shocking statistic. Share a shocking statistic and say something unexpected. All right, everybody got that? Fantastic. Now, if you've been here for any of the other days of the challenge, you will know that we incorporate a little bit of show and tell in this exercise. So what I'm going to do now is introduce to you somebody who has been through our extensive Power Talk program and has been crafting her talk for about 3 months now. And she is a branding designer. So you ready to rock and roll there, Janelle? Got your unmute going?
As ready as I'll be, 10 o'clock this morning, yes.
Janelle's not really a morning person, I'm guessing. All right. So we're going to introduce you today to Janelle. She is a branding designer who turns everyday retail stores into scroll-stopping, door-opening, customer magnet spaces. And she blends design strategy and real-world retail insights from her work across Melbourne, Tasmania, and the Philippines to help business owners stand out in the places that matter most, right where the customers shop. Now, Janelle's known for her vibrant energy, her creative fire, and her no-fluff approach to what actually makes shoppers stay longer, spend more, and ultimately remember you. Today, she's breaking it all down in why some shops pop and others don't. How to build a memorable brand experience. So get ready. This is the talk that will change how you see your store forever. Please welcome Janelle Scott.
When my son was 8, it basically all started. I took my son to a Philippine Independence Day party, and between the lights, the noise, and the confusion, he had a meltdown. And from that point, I decided that if I was going to be able to take him again, then I would have to volunteer my time to turn the party into a completely different experience. So for the next year, I did 3 things. I gathered the stories to find out what obstacles we had. I got together with a couple of strong team members who really believed in our mission that we could make the party better again. And we rolled out a brand that people believed in so much. We got grants, we had community events, and eventually we had a $10,000 party. Such a turnaround from the year before where we were paying for people to attend. So from that, I realized that branding had power. And let me get my phone, sorry. There's certain things that make shops pop and certain things that don't. So mistake number 1 is the DIY trap. Everyone does DIY. Some of us do it well, some of us don't. And one of the common mistakes that I see is people getting a logo from Canva and it doesn't quite land. When shops pick random logos from the internet without thinking about the intentions of the audience that come to them, they confuse people, and people feel disconnected from their shop. And when people feel disconnected from their shop, not part of the community, they don't come back. Mistake number 2 is the catfish. The catfish is okay, can I bow out of this one? today.
You can keep going, Janelle. You know this. So take a breath.
I do know it. I'm just shaking.
I know. So, and this is a great exercise for everybody. All right. Everybody feels this same anxiety and stress. So you don't need to memorize. Keep your notes where you can see them, and it's perfectly fine to look at them. Now, you remember the catfish. It's a dating analogy. All right.
Yeah,
So
it
do you
is.
have your notes there?
I do. My phone
Okay.
decided to switch off.
Very helpful. Keep going.
Okay. So, it's like when you get to a shop, it looks amazing from the outside, and it's as soon as you step inside, it feels so dated. And it's just like when you meet someone from a dating app and they look great in their profile picture, but you meet them in real life and they look nothing like their photos, maybe even like 5 years older, 10 years older, 15. Let's keep going. So that naturally leaves you to feel confused and walk away. Mistake number 3 is the Jekyll and Hyde. And that's when there's massive online, offline mismatch. People move seamlessly between the physical and the digital. And so that's when it doesn't match. It's like when you get to that dreamy Airbnb that you booked months ago, and the ocean view you've been talking about is just a poster on the window. People feel misled, there's no trust, and then they just leave. Good branding makes people feel welcome. It's the lights, the colors, the vibe. As we wrap up, if you'd like practical help applying what we've covered today, I've created a brand positioning kit. It's a clear step-by-step tool to help you understand your message and shape your marketing plan with confidence. It's 150 AUD, and it includes a 30-minute review with me, so you know you've got it right. If you'd like access, just DM me and I'll send it through. Thanks.
Awesome recovery, Janelle. Fantastic. I'm so grateful that that actually happened to you, because it shows, it gives us a powerful opportunity to really do some on the spot skill management there. So talk me through what actually happened when you lost your confidence and you lost your space. What happened in the background? Because I could see there was something going on.
In the background, it was only my mind. I
Okay.
was just panicking, like, my phone won't turn on, it won't turn on, it won't turn
Okay.
on.
So that's what was going on in the background, right?
Yes.
So your phone wouldn't turn on. And once your phone did turn on, I'm assuming that's when you started again. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I took a minute to let it turn on. I didn't feel like I was letting you down. Yeah.
Fabulous. So when you watch this recording, there is a very distinct difference between before you stopped and after you stopped. And after you
Mm.
stopped, when you had that phone and you had your kind of like security blanket, my precious, your
It's
delivery was
exactly it.
exactly. Your delivery was flawless. You knew that content. It was just there to support you. You didn't actually need it. You just needed to have access. So this is such
Mm.
a helpful tool for everybody to recognize. Technology will fail you. Have cue cards in your pocket as well if you need them. They always have a backup. So I have had this happen to me multiple times. And when I go out on stage now, I will have an iPad and I'll have a paper copy of my notes. And I never need either of them. But the fact that I have them there as my security blanket, that's what helps me.
Mm.
Beautiful. So congratulations, Janelle, on coming back and having that courage. And have a look at some of those comments in the chat. Okay, great job. Thank you.